All right, we're just going to jump right back into the next piece. Welcome back to the show, guys. It's part two of Find Your Marshmallow. I'm going to get into the title of these episodes on this episode. Um, but yeah, thanks for tuning back into the show. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for being a follower. If you're not, first time offender here, please go ahead and hit that subscribe. If you are a first time offender or a repeat offender, let's go ahead, hit the share, like, comment as well, guys, while we are down there. Um, so yeah, I spent the last segment kind of jumping into how I lost my job, and the ridiculousness of all of that, and just how it's been depressing. It's been sad. Um, but that's, kind of why I do these. I do these little testimonials and hang out so that way we can clear the air, get things out there. But it makes me feel better. It makes me feel good. And something I've been doing for quite a while. Quite a few videos on this channel. Love doing video game stuff. And back when I stopped drinking, I decided to, I don't know, just be, you know, forward, front facing with all my stuff. But kind of felt like back when I was drinking, a lot of even what I was doing here on YouTube was kind of like, I don't know, somewhat of a lie. It wasn't really me. It wasn't really who I am. It was kind of like a mask that I was wearing. Um, I'd do like video game stuff and just wind up getting super drunk, trying to, I don't know, have a good time. And now I enjoy going back and playing video games, watching movies, and doing all these things through a clean set of eyes, and just like sharing all this stuff with you. Um, and doing this, like, I don't know, video game talk show is one of my all-time favorite things to do here when I'm not doing like Fortnite videos and just different things like that. Like I said in the last segment, I kind of went into all the details of how I lost my job and the person responsible for all of that. And, I'm not even mad at her. It's a silly little like 23, 24-year-old girl. And, as much as you'd think you'd be mad at her, she was somebody who I considered my friend, somebody who I thought I could trust. And she just wound up really turning on me for no reason. It's not like I gave her any, you know, room to attack me like this, or any kind of reason to validate her actions or her behaviors towards me. I was nothing but a good friend to this young lady, her name's Sydney, um, and she worked for me. I thought we were close as employees, and I thought we were close friends with somebody I knew since before COVID. Like I know her family, I know her mom, I know her dad. And the fact that she would do this to me is just, it's heartbreaking, but it's crazy as it is. Like, I'm not even really mad at her. I really just feel sorry for her. I expect one day, she's a stupid kid. She's going to wake up one day, hopefully, soon, and just realize, maybe not one day, maybe every day. I hope every day she wakes up, with the guilt, of like knowing, you know, her actions have consequences, and the things that she does not only can affect her, but can affect other people. I don't know if maybe even it was something she was trying to do. Was she trying to make me lose my job? Was she trying to get me fired? I don't know. I don't know what the end all game is. Like I said, she's not talking to me. She never addressed like there was any issue or any problem or any concerns with me. So I don't know. I don't know what happened. But like I said, it's just very depressing. It's like more than losing a job. It was like losing a friend, and that always hurts. I've had it happen before. When I worked at the restaurant, I had younger people who I thought I could trust, and put faith into them, and they've always just let me down, crushed my heart, and it just sucks. But like I said, she's a young 23-year-old girl, just doesn't know anything really. It's like, and it's like, I'm sorry, but and if this is even what I was told. I was told this by another woman, decades ago, that you know women between the ages of like, well, after 16, 17, 18, they've got it figured out. They know exactly what they're doing. They've got it all pieced together. Um, but it's like, that age between like 17, 18 until they're about like 26, 27, they don't have a fucking clue about anything. Like their emotions, their relationships, like nothing. Completely fucking clueless. And they think they've got it figured out. They think they've got it all put together, and they don't. And it's just so fucking sad. And you see it time and time again where it's like they've ruined their lives, they ruin other people's lives. And I mean, guys too, like, I'm not just singling out women. Guys are pretty fucking dumb through those ages. Guys are pretty dumb all the time. But men from those ages, from like 18, 26, 27, they're trying to make like a career or go to school to become something and do something so that way they can be a man and be supportive and be, a father and a husband and all of these things. And like a woman wants to be a wife and a mother and all of these things, but she doesn't know, like, there's no direction. There's no, you don't build a career and build towards being a mom and a housewife. Like it's not, there's just, it's crazy. It's completely, and you can work from, be a mom and go to school and do all these things. But like I said, it's just, they just no fucking clue. And she's a perfect example of that. Like I said, just no clue what she's fucking doing. And like I said, I'm not trying to single out women. Like men are pretty fucking dumb too, but toxic. Women between the ages of 18, 26, 27, until they're almost like 30, just fucking toxic. But then by the time they get to 30, men have fucked them all up, and then they're just fucking insane. So, go figure. But like I said, it just sucks, man. Losing a friend and losing a whole month of May, like it was tough, man. It was like, it's been interesting. What I've found with, I've got a new job and I'm really enjoying it. I'm going to jump into a lot of that with this piece, but it's been hard, like trying to figure out like what to do with my downtime. I found myself like, it was a bit depressing, but then also like, you know, my motivation was all thrown off. Like the whole month of May, I just didn't know what to do with myself. Like playing video games, reading comics, all these things. Like I earned it. Even once I found a job, I was like, well, dude, look, you've earned your time off. You haven't taken any vacation time in forever. Like utilize this. Look at this as like your vacation time, and just try to enjoy yourself. And I couldn't. I just kept finding myself like sometimes just like laying in bed and like, I'd have like a comic in front of me or something, but I'm just like staring at the wall, or have a movie on, but I'm just like staring at the ceiling. And I think it was because like I was so used to doing so much for other people at my last job with the YMCA that like once I got home, like even this past week, it's been so weird. Like I get home and I don't have to think about like a million other things or what I'm going to do tomorrow, or getting back to help close up, or it's so peaceful and so nice not having anything to worry about. And it's so different. Like I'm not used to it. Like I was trying to explain the other day, like I'm still trying to get used to like my time being my time. Because even when I was off of work and I was home, like my time wasn't really my own. I was constantly back and forth, or just doing things from home with my laptop or what. It's crazy. So to get home and to be done, like I said, I just wanted something where I could, stock a cart for a few hours or whatever. I have that. I love it. I get home and I'll get used to it. I think after, this week here, it'll become a little bit more like normal. But yeah, it's crazy. Like I had no idea, how much I was pouring into other people and not pouring to myself. Um, but you know, it didn't take me long to find another job. Like I said, it pretty much like chased me down, pretty much came after me. And I have to say, I really enjoy it. It was basically exactly what I was looking for. Um, I made a lot of good friends and met a lot of good people at the YMCA. And it's close enough to where I still see people from the Y almost every day. So I still get to see all those cool people and have those cool conversations and um, all of that, but I don't have to worry about all the stupid nonsense and bullshit that I was so used to dealing with on a daily basis that burnt me out to a point where I couldn't enjoy that part. Like that was the whole thing. Like there's certain pieces of my job that I really enjoyed, but when I've got to spend 6 hours out of a 8-hour shift, either explaining to a mom how to get her kids signed up for soccer or showing you know some guy what the internet is, I was just like I was burnt out on all the good pieces. Um, Here, like I'm just like stocking and helping people find whatever they need and cleaning up, and it's awesome. And then I see people from the Y and they come in. I saw two kids came in tonight, and oh god, it was amazing. I had a great time with them. They got super excited to see me, and it's like that's the stuff that I missed, and I still get to do that. So I don't know. I feel like the YMCA is really going to be a whole different ball game too within the next 5 years. And to be honest, this might be like a blessing in disguise. The more I look at it, like again, that's why I don't think I'm so mad at Sydney. I think like, yes, she got me fired. Yes, had it not been for her, would I still be working at the YMCA? Most likely, yes. But I'm not mad at her. Like, I'm happy. I have a good job. I like it. Um, People like me already. It seems like a good fit. Um, and again, like in another 5 years or so, I don't know if the YMCA somewhere that I'd want to be working. Like they've already gotten rid of so many things since this whole like realignment took place. Like we used to do Easter events and Halloween events and all these different things, and it's just the back to school program isn't as great as it used to be, and it's like, yeah, we might do more, we might have more numbers, but we're not serving people the same, and we're not providing our communities with the same services. And yeah, I don't know, man. It's sad. I'd much rather just watch kids come in and shop for school supplies than have to deal with the bullshit of getting kids school supplies. I'm sorry, that might sound bad, but I have more fun hanging out with the kids while they're shopping than, you know, being a part of them getting their free shit or whatever. So, actually, let's go talk about the marshmallow. So, I had a family come in tonight. It was a mom and I don't know, like 3 or 4 kids, and they're all over the place and they're buying snacks and looking for this and looking for that. And the littlest one, man, she had to be about like 4 years old, and she just wanted marshmallows. And she just kept talking about them. I kept hearing her like in the aisles, like, I want marshmallows and I want marshmallows. And it was just cute. It was adorable. It was like the most cutest thing I'd ever seen in my life. I loved it. I could just listen to her talk about marshmallows all night, just falling asleep to her whispering marshmallows. And they finally get to the candy section, and she's like, I want marshmallows. I got my marshmallows. And she got her marshmallows. And then they're leaving, and her mom's like, guys, why did you let her get this? And they're like, well, that's what she wanted. She's like, no, she wants marshmallows. And they were like little, like, soft mints, And she's like, no, you guys, like, come on, let's find her some marshmallows. So she's like, I want marshmallows. And I'd been doing, like, some cleanup and put some things away. And I'd just seen some really cute marshmallow candies. They were, like, little twisty, colorful, like red, pink, or like yellow and blue and pink, twisted marshmallows, like fat little Twizzlers of marshmallows. And I was like, oh man, I just saw some really fun ones. And I was like, hold on, I just saw some really cute ones. And I was like, where are they? Where are they? And I found them. There's a cute little $1.25 bag of marshmallows. And I was like, oh man, this is perfect. And her mom was like, oh yes, perfect. That's it. Like we don't need to get like a big, like $4 bag of marshmallows or something crazy. Like a little dollar bag of marshmallows is perfect. And it had like a cute little face on it and everything. And this little girl was like holding them, like a teddy bear, like marshmallows, my marshmallows, I got my marshmallows. And as I'm walking around the store and just like doing things, I just kept hearing her again, marshmallows, marshmallows. And I mean, it was so cute. Like I almost teared up. I mean, it was like the sweetest thing I'd ever heard in my life. Just like she was so happy. And it was like, that's it. Like I kept thinking to myself, like, that is it right there. And then, like I would see her and like she'd be like smiling, holding her little marshmallows like a baby. And dancing back and forth and wiggling. And I got my marshmallows. Like, are you ready to go? She's like, yeah, I'm ready to go. I got my marshmallows. And I'm getting choked up. I didn't think I would, but I am. So silly. I'm so sorry. But she was just so happy to get those marshmallows, man. It was just the sweetest little thing, the sweetest little moment. Like it made my freaking day. And it's like that's it right there, man. Everybody needs to find their marshmallows. What makes you happy? Um, and I don't think necessarily like where you are, but something at the YMCA we used to ask ourselves, why do you do what you do? And it's that right there, man, to make people happy. Like I want to make people happy. I like making people happy. I like making people smile. I like, finding the things that they need, finding little solutions. Um, but yeah, man, I wish everybody could be that happy. I wish everybody could find their marshmallow, um, in life and love and everything. But yeah, she was just so cute. And then when she was leaving, I was like, all right, I hope you enjoy your marshmallows. And she was like, I will. Thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow. And just like, I was like, oh my God, I could eat you up like a little freaking marshmallow. But yeah, as I said, those are things. Like I said, I miss being at the Y. I miss the kids. I miss the interactions with them. But I still get to do those things. Um, so I think it's important too that like, you find, what you love, and you just do it, man. You just chase it, you pursue it, and then to find what you love in what you do. To like, um, maybe like I said, just making kids happy or working with kids is something that you're into. Well, then maybe you're not a teacher, maybe you're not um, like a preschool worker or like a child care provider, whatever. But maybe you work at a restaurant. So when you see kids, man, like make their day. Like that's if that's what makes you happy, you can do that everywhere. Like if you work at the mall or if you work, wherever, and you get a chance to engage with kids and families, and that's what makes you happy, then you can do that there. It's like if problem solving is your thing, then like if that makes you happy, then just find that in what you do. Find that in who you engage with and the people that you're friends with and your friends and your family. Like, find your marshmallows, man. It's such a simple little thing. But I was just like, oh my God, this little girl is so happy, so stoked right now over this little bag of marshmallows. But she got what she wanted, and yeah, I don't know, just I see a lot of fun kids and a lot of cool things, and I saw that tonight, and I was like, God, I think I found the title to my episode for this Monday motivation, man. So, like I said, I'm not harboring any ill will towards the Y or anything like that. I think it was a big, you know, hit to our community and families and those people that got to know me through the Y. And like, goddamn, I did so much there. I would literally walk in the morning, and before I could put my book bag down, I would have like you know 3 people pulling me in 6 different directions, and I feel bad. I feel bad that I'm not there. Uh, I still talk to people, and they're like, it's crazy. My supervisors aren't communicating with people. They're not really getting anything done, and it's just kind of like a shit show over there. So, that's what kills me. Like I said, I'm not mad at this girl. I'm not mad at losing my job. I feel bad for her. I feel sad for her. You know, just a horrible human being. And I just can't imagine being her. Like that just sounds so awful to me. To, to like I said, I just can't be mad. It's like I just feel so guilty and just like bad for her. Like it's just like awful for her. It's like it's you got that much guilt and that you feel like I don't know. I don't even know how to put it in words. It's really don't. It's like I feel bad that she's such a shitty person. It's just like I hope one day you get better, kind of thing. It's like cancer. I feel like she's got cancer. Like that's how awful of a person she is. Like she's just got cancer, and it's like Like, you're so bad, I can't be mad at you. I feel sad for you. You know, it's like that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. You know, it's like it's the more I look at it, you would think like, oh man, you should do this and you should like go after her and do that. It's like I can't. Like, you know, it's like I feel like she's diseased, and I just hope, you know, some chemo will make her not be such a shitty person. She got like cancer of the personality or something. That's exactly it. Cancer of the personality. That's perfect right there. But it, you know, changes my perspective too going forward. Like I have to be a different person, you know, like um, when it comes to, because again, like I'm a supervisor, you know, like I'm a manager. So I can't just be like talking to staff and engaging and hanging out with staff, you know, like I did before. It's sad, you know, because I'm a fun person. I like to talk about things. Even tonight, some of the guys are like, "What do you do, man? What do you like to do outside of work?" And I'm like, "Well, I like to game. I like to do this. I like to do that." And it's like, you know, I'm almost kind of hesitant on what I put out there and what I do because, you know, I'd hate for me to start playing video games with some guy and he thinks I'm like, you know, trying to fuck him or something. Like, you know, it's like, no, I just want to play some Fortnite. He's like, oh, I'm taking this to HR. And he was trying to sexual harass me. He he was like trying to dance with me in a video game, and I'm not cool with that, man. Like, it's just, you know, it's so fucking stupid. But I mean, like, that's exactly what this is. It's just, you know, you just don't know who you can trust and who's going to take something the wrong way. Even like thought about like when I first started this new job, it was almost like as soon as like the first like lady who comes up that works there and is like nice to me or like introduces herself to me, I'm just going to scream like restraining order and like, you know, sexual harassment, sexual harassment. She asked me how I was doing. Because I've had it before. I like my last job. You know, it's like you know, and that was a little different. Like we would make jokes and we would sometimes take things a little bit too far. Um, and I just had people like use my own words against me and out of context. But I mean, I had like a pizza handle like poked into my butt. You know, like it was just crazy. Restaurants are crazy, man. The guys are nuts. The ladies are crazy. It's a whole different environment. And even that was like fucked up and wrong. But like, I didn't do anything to justify that. I never like went after anybody or sexually harassed anybody or try to, you know, it's just girls are evil, man. Like the last when I left when I left the restaurant, which was my last job before the Y, it was just because like the girls there was like evil and toxic, and again they're all like 17, 18, 19, 20, 21-year old girls, and they were just toxic and evil and vindictive and shitty and just fucked up people, backstabbing. And then, you know, you go to the Y, you think the same thing, like, oh, you know, it can't happen here. That won't happen. Not the same thing. The exact same thing. Shitty, soulless college girl. Worst beings on this planet. That's what COVID should have targeted. Well, anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. But yeah, the things have been good. You know, like I said, with this new job, I've been enjoying it. Interested to see, like, you know, if the balance of my time and like what that looks like will start to feel better. Like I said, just oh man, this whole month of May, like I just felt like I had nothing but time off, but like I don't think I played as you know, like you would think I played all the video games I could possibly play and watch all the movies. It's like, nah, man, I would, you know, I just couldn't enjoy it. You know, I felt like I think this like again came from just being so involved with the Y 24/7, outside of work, off the clock, weekends, nights, no matter what. Um, but now that it's like, you know, I clock out and I'm done and I'm like, this is fucking weird, you know? Like even be able to do this, you know? Like I would never do this. I got off super late. I got off after like 10 o'clock, came home. I'm like, I'm going to do this. I just want to. I have the energy. I want to get the story out. I want to talk about it. I want people to know what fucking happened. And like, this is like, I wouldn't even have the mental capacity to do this a month ago. I'd be like off of work, but I would still be wrapped up in what I'm doing tomorrow, knowing that I would never get to it because by the time I get to the office, 20 other things are going to pop up. So, maybe it's not a curse. Maybe it's a blessing. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed just listening to me rant and rabble and getting some of the details and some clarity. And because, you know, I probably wasn't as present throughout the month of May, so you probably like wondering like where did he go? And like I just really wasn't really vibing like he normally does and posting like he normally does. So hopefully that answers some of your questions. I'd love to answer some of your questions or just hear from you. So again, make sure you hit that comment section. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Make sure you take care of yourself. Make sure you take care of each other. Make sure you find your marshmallows. And until next time, don't spend that quarter anywhere else. See you later, guys. Take care.